one of the benefits of this group forming and all of these people working hard together is R2 was actually made with very few found parts. Really, the only part that was in some other use was the holo projector. That was a light from an airplane.
Vickers discount airplane.
From an airplane, it was the reading light in the cabins. All the rest of it pretty much was handmade. But the problem is, all the different R2s made by all the different prop companies were all different. So what we ended up doing as a group is we sort of took the average of all of them and standardized them, and now we have a set of standard plans which are all available on the site. But the benefit is that all the various parts from all the various people or community are all going to work together, and even to the point where the Disney droids and some of the other droids that Lucas is making, they've now sort of settled why reinvent the wheel. These are the plans, and so now they're starting to use these plans as well. So there's a lot less variation. But in the movies, there's definitely a lot of variation. Like this dome here is the ILM dome. This one here is the three-legged one that Industrial Light and Magic made. But this one here is a Kenny Baker model. As you can see, if I go back here, you'll see the. Where is this? Just go past it. If you look at the legs, see that the battery. And one of the things is that everything has a name, and if you do have a standard name for just about everything, but don't get overwhelmed by battery box and pocket vent and all this sorts of thing. But this thing right there on the lens, yeah, he's got a little lightsaber fight. That's where Kenny's leg went in, and that was a little protection to keep the metal or plastic, whatever that's made of, from cutting his leg. So this particular two-legged one was one that jerked back and forth or did whatnot. It was not a three-legged one, and some of the other ones here.
And it was in the same way that there was that same little curve which had the three little slots. Some of the droids have that little detail, and some of them don't.
Any more questions? Yes.
This obviously is a lot of information. How much research do you do before you build a binder?
You mean like a new member?
Yeah, like what should you learn so you don't fall into a pitfall?
Okay, if anyone here's gonna like when they walk out of here, like I want to build a droid, go to astromech.net. It's basically our club forum site. We also have a Yahoo site, a Yahoo group, sorry. So if you go to the two of those, there's a welcome letter for newbies, and it tells you, read through some posts before you. I mean, it's fine to ask questions, but we have basically in that first letter you get. Yeah, it has an FAQ, and most of your questions will probably be answered right in that. If not, feel free to ask lots of questions, and you'll get lots of responses that will help you out.
Yeah, here's the website, astromech.net, and then we also are in the Yahoo groups, builders at yahoo.com. But you don't have to write this down. If you go to the group, to the room, I believe we've got some pamphlets that,
there's some
have that
pamphlets and
information.
cards.
So there's also, I think, a couple little copies of Club magazine that we've done. I don't know what all is still there. Who knows? Maybe the locust descended. It's all gone already. But definitely take a look in the room and ask some questions. But everything you're going to want to find is on there. There's so much you can find out if you just go read through the post. You'll find out a lot of information. I can guarantee you that after this event, there's going to be a lot of new people who go and who join up. We're going to be asking lots of questions. And
where can I buy a droid? How much does it cost?
Well, our favorite is stop sending me emails. I'm going to get signed up for this thing.
Because one thing you'll have to understand, once you join up with the R2 Builders group, there is a lot of email. So if you can't handle more than 5 emails a day, maybe this group's email system is not for you.
Just check it at your own, online.
Read it online or have it sent to us digest.
The Yahoo group averages 100, 150 posts a day, depending on what's going on, like preparation for celebration.
A lot more.
So there'll be tons and tons of posts and things like that. If you're setting up your Yahoo group for individual emails, you will max out your email box in a week.
Yeah, we have over 8,000 members worldwide. Probably not all active. I would say there's probably definitely a few hundred of us that are hardcore active every day.
Yeah, and I think Yahoo group right now is at 140, 150,000 posts. So I remember the hooray, we hit 30,000 posts. It was only a few years ago. And so it's just accelerated in the past, 5, 6 years ago.
Somebody back here.
Yeah, and this gentleman over here has been waiting.
Oh.
Oh, you mentioned that they used one of the films in episode 3. I was wondering if they were.
No, actually, it was episode
Yes,
6.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, episode 3. Thinking opposite direction.
Did they ever approach you to let you use yours like as extras, or was that kind of overstepping that?
Not in the films, the official films.
Already built, ready to go.
Yeah, they have approached us basically for media events that they do. Instead, they used to sort of fly Don Bees around with the ILMR to do events and that sort of thing. But now there's so many of us with like screen accurate droids that they contact us as a group. And one of our members, Chris, in New York. If you saw the Good Morning Show, CBS, and the Stock Exchange, this morning his droid was used in the official opening, and it's pretty cool.
At Celebration 3, Rick McCallum, when he came to visit our two room, Rick McCallum and George Lucas our room is the only room that they came to come visit because they had heard about all the droids. And when Mr. Lucas came in, of course, his very large security guards closed the door and literally locked it, not letting anybody in or out. The first thing Mr. Lucas did when he looked around the room, he goes, "Where the hell were you guys when I needed you?" And later he was wandering around the room, and Rick McCallum came over and he saw my R2. I wasn't able to take the whole thing, I just took the head. So he saw us sitting on the table and goes, "That's really neat, that's really original." I said, "Did you do that?" I said, "Yeah, I did." He says, "Did you let us use that when we eventually do the TV series?" Because they had just announced they were going to do the TV series. I said, "Of course." Exactly. There's the pictures of him when he came to visit our room with his son Jed.
I heard he was really impressed that the ones that have the third leg can pop out.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out how to do it.
Yeah, it barely worked. When they did it for episodes 4, 5, and 6, it barely worked. It would take them a dozen tries to get it right. I've seen some of the outtakes and things. Okay, here,
Never
3 legs, face first.
That's good.
Okay, you had a question you're next. Yes.
Can you explain materials of cheap droids compared to materials for expensive droids and rough costs?
Well, I mean, materials for an inexpensive droid, our friend Mike Senna, who's probably one of the better known builders, his R2, as beautiful as it is, he built it very inexpensively. It's a plywood frame that he made all himself, all just cut out a plywood sheet with a router and a jigsaw and everything. And then the skin is just styrene plastic that he hand cut out himself. And then he did buy one of the expensive aluminum domes, but some of the people had bought inexpensive vacuum formed plastic domes and simply painted them. So you can go all the way from that sort of, exactly, Corey's here is of plastic and he's painted it. And you'd never know it wasn't metal like the other ones because it's been painted and everything. All the way to the high-end one, like Ben's droid you see over there is all aluminum. The frame is aluminum, the body is aluminum, the skin is aluminum, the dome is aluminum. Hell, I think the lenses on his holoprojectors are aluminum. So you've got the two, yeah, you've got the two far ends right here. Ben, if you don't mind me asking, and you telling the audience, how much did you think you spent so far?
I figured I lost track a while ago, but based on an estimation, because I've upgraded some parts that I already had, I would say about $8,000 in them so far.
And he's not done.